welcome back. Of course, my computer gets a little loud there. Today is day 4 of our focus on Mo Willems. Today we're going to be focusing on The Big Guy Took My Ball. This is an amazing book if you haven't read it. If you haven't read it, in fact, pause, go listen to it, and then come back. Okay, we are going to continue to talk about the elements of a story, which, as you know, are characters, setting, problem, solution, plot. So that's what we're really focusing on today, is the plot. We talked about it yesterday, about how the plot talks about the most important things that happened at the beginning, the middle, and the end of a story. So we can give a summary of the events, which are the things that happen in a story. But today we're going to add a little spice, a little extra to that summary, which is I can tell how a character's feelings change during the beginning, middle, and end. I just want to point something out very quickly, is we have an apostrophe S. Now, sometimes an apostrophe S, I didn't talk about this last week, sometimes an apostrophe S can mean is. It's like an abbreviation for is, no, not an abbreviation, a contraction for is. So how a character is feelings change? No. This is definitely a possessive S, which means that the feelings belong to the characters. So actually the character, okay, here we go. I can tell how a character's feelings change during the beginning, middle, and end of a story. All right, let's get to it. Today, I'm going to be talking about, and even doing some doodling, because I've been doodling with Mo. Good old Mo Willems, we're on a first name basis these days. Okay, we're going to be talking about A Big Guy Took My Ball, and how I'm going to be focusing on how Gerald's feelings change. Today, if you'd like, you can share about how Piggy's feelings change over the course of this story. Or of course you can choose your own book to talk about how the feelings change in your story, one of your characters. Okay, here we go. Now, at the very beginning, he's kind of like, what's going on? A big guy took my ball. Piggy runs up. Gerald's a little startled. I'm not going to write that quite yet, though, because it's still the beginning of the book. We're still finding out what happens with our story arc. It is still kind of on the flats part before we get to the hill, before we find out about the problem. So, okay, I found a big ball. It was so fun. Gerald's still feeling pretty happy. And then I noticed that Gerald hears he took my ball. He jumps upside down because he's so startled by that. And then Piggy has some strong feelings. And then Gerald gets mad. He's like, that is not right. So I'm going to do a little doodle here of Gerald. All right, I'm gonna give him his eyes. Actually, you know what? His eyes are kind of going like this a little bit. And he's got his glasses. Thank goodness for Gerald. Here are his ears. I could still use some Gerald practice. His nose or his trunk goes out straight. And then here's his mouth. Actually, I'm gonna make that, yeah, it's kind of a little curved like that. I'm gonna color this in. And then the really important part are his eyebrows that do this wiggly thing. That's how we know he's really mad. He's mad. Okay, so that is not right. So here he goes again, still mad. Let me put a cap on this marker. Okay, still mad, look. Ooh, he's probably even more angry. Okay, he marches off to go talk to the big guy. Piggy's still continuing to have strong feelings. All right, walking up. And then Gerald sees how big the big guy is, and he's like, oh my goodness. So he's scared. So here we go. We're gonna draw a scared Gerald. Here are his ears up in the air. Here are his eyes, they're really big. And he's got these little lines everywhere to tell us like, whoo, And then his nose is out straight again. And his eyebrows get really high. He's like, oh, that guy's huge. So, in the middle, Gerald is scared. He's like, that is a big guy. He's really big. And here we go. He did not get his, oh, he's even startled here when the big guy comes up to talk to them. Thank you for finding my little ball. That is your ball? And you think it is little? Well, I am big. So big that no one will play with me. And here, he's a little startled. He's like, little guys have all the fun. Big guy, would you like to play whale ball with us? Because look here, he's kind of feeling bad. He's like, wait a minute. What is a whale ball? Or what is whale ball? And then they make it up together and look how much fun they're having together. So at the end, Elephant is happy. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna put his trunk again. Here, I'm gonna give him an open mouth because he's talking. Boop. And he's looking this way and his ears are back. I'm gonna bump into his nose, so I'm just gonna do this. Erase that line. And boop. Glasses. Eyebrow. He's happy. Oh, and look, here's water coming out. All right. So as you can see, Gerald's feelings changed a lot from the beginning, middle, and end of the story. So at the beginning of the story, he finds out that, here we go. I'm going to tell the beginning and middle and end, but I'm going to add the emotions. So at the beginning of the story, Gerald finds out that someone has taken Piggy's ball, and he's really mad about it. In the middle, he goes and finds out just how big that guy is, the big guy who took Piggy's ball. And he's really scared. He's like, whoa, that's a big guy. But then at the end, they find out that the ball actually belonged to the big guy and that he was just looking for someone to play with. So they decided to play with him and he had fun. So instead of just telling the exact things that happened and leaving out all of the detail, sometimes you can make your summary have a little extra spice by giving the emotions that the character has and how their emotions change during a story. You can do the same thing. If you are if you were working on your cereal box, now you can add the beginning, middle, and end, that's the plot, to your story by adding the emotions. And if you're not, that's okay. You can tell us about the beginning, middle, and end with emotions of a story that you are reading, or even this one. You can tell us about Piggy. All right, Madison Comets. Come on, first grade. You, Madison Comets, soar!